Dillon, how fun was that today? I mean, to do all that you did.
It was cool, yeah. I mean, you practice for those opportunities, and so it was a lot of fun. I think today was where the preparation met the opportunity. I think a lot of people say that, but it happened today, and so that was a lot of fun to kind of get my chance. But like, you talk about a sack, you talk about a run for a touchdown, you talk about a pass, and that doesn't happen without the other 11 guys. So I don't know how long the play was on my sack, but that was a coverage sack. That wasn't all me. The run, that was the offensive line. And then the pass, like Gary put it right where it needed to be. And we had a similar play last week where Ben Sims scored the touchdown. And so they were covering Ben Sims. And so it's all complementary football. And we try to touch on that every team meeting. And it's all about the team, team unit me. And so that's really what I want to stress.
Dillon, it's weird to think about the Oklahoma State game after West Virginia and now today. How far has this team come since that game? And is that really the point where the team rallied and said it's going to be different?
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily like a downslope or anything. I think we may have mishit a little bit, but it's really just about coming back and treating every day like a new opportunity. And so I think we missed our opportunity that week, but we kind of just freshened our mind a little bit and kind of said, hey, look at the opportunity that we have in front of us. And so we kind of played that out, and we've had 2 really good weeks of practice, and we've come together, and I'm pretty proud of our team right now, sitting at 6-1 going into a bye week. We certainly have a lot to play for, and we're just going to take it week by week. So.
Are you officially a two-way player now?
I don't know who decides that, but.
Dillon, did you play some running back or anything in high school?
So I played tight end in high school. Iowa high school football is a little bit different, so I wouldn't compare it to a lot of the stuff some of my teammates played. But yeah, I had like 4 touchdowns my senior year or something. So yeah, I was a contributor offensively, and I love playing both ways. I just love playing football. It's kind of who I am. It's what I've grown up doing. So.
Do you think maybe BYU didn't scout that pass play?
I'm sure they did. They have really good coaches, and so I don't know. It was generally like I hadn't gotten the ball very much when I was going in, and so they were probably like, all right, 5's in, he's not getting it. So, but I'm just lucky to get it. So yeah.
Do you think that this might be a good recruiting pitch to prospective linemen? Come to Baylor, score a touchdown.
I don't know. We got a lot of good players that could have done what I just did. So I don't know. We just need to keep getting those opportunities. So.
Dillon, when you're looking at BYU, do you guys feel like let's attack their running game and then just make Hall beat us over the top, or what was kind of the thing? Because you held them like maybe 65 yards total rushing, something like that.
Yeah, I think ever since Oklahoma State, the emphasis has been on, like we say on the sideline, stop the run, have some fun, because the pass game is fun. Like, you get to rush the passer, you get to kind of just run around and have fun. And so, I mean, stopping the run was big, and Coach Grimes came from BYU, and so that wide zone scheme is something that a lot of teams haven't seen, but we've seen it all spring, all fall, and so that really played to our advantage today. And you've seen how well our offensive line has played. Like, we practice against that all the time, and so we knew the calls that would work against that, and we knew what we needed to do up front in order to play the pass and have some fun in that game. And then obviously we're not satisfied with how we played in the pass game. They kind of got a few big plays on us, and that kind of speaks to their athletes. I think it was Puka Nacua. He had a really, really good game. And I said that to him after the game, and those guys were all class act guys, like really high character people. And their head coach said, hey, like, wish you the best of luck the rest of this year to our whole team. And that meant a lot, because I mean, not that there are a ton of bad people in football, but it's really refreshing to see a head coach that has a big picture mindset and just cares about the other team as people. So that was really refreshing. And I don't know what the original question was. Hope I got to that, but sorry.
Were Grimes and Mateos able to help you all prepare for this game and point out some things and things to key on? Did you feel like that kind of paid off?
Yeah, a little bit. I think BYU is a team that doesn't, like, you always know what they're going to be doing, but they want to beat you doing that anyways. And so they're always wide zone, play action pass, boot game. And so, like, it wasn't a secret what they were going to be doing. And we didn't really need a whole lot of, like, keys or tips or anything. We just had to go out and execute. And that's been a focus for us all year, is just, hey, go play your assignment, go align correctly, play your assignment, and go play hard. And so we didn't necessarily need a lot of those things, but definitely glad with how we played the run. Just got to get better in the pass game. So.
You talked about how much you still have to play for this season, but how big is that phrase bowl?
Yeah, it's cool. Like, we weren't bowl eligible last year, so I mean, we're trying to take it day by day. 6-1 is, like, really cool, but you try not to look too far into the past and not too far into the future. We're still an improving football team, and we do have a lot to play for, but I don't think we can play for that yet. We got to play for whoever we have after the bye. We got to play for the bye week. So.
Dillon, the post-game locker room, Abram talked about you guys are singing, you guys are chanting. Talk about the passion of this team in that locker room after this game.
Yeah. I mean, I love the team. It's such a cool atmosphere. We have a ton of guys that love football. I mean, I sit with JT Woods, Christian Morgan, Terrell Bernard, Jalen Petrie at breakfast and dinner when we travel, and they're always talking football. Like, they're like, hey, if you get this concept, what are you playing? And I don't think that happens at a lot of other schools. Like, those guys come in every day, and they're just so passionate about the game, and hopefully we show that with how we play on Saturdays, the passion that we have for each other and the game, just with how we chase the ball carrier, the fundamentals that we play with, and we just want that to show on the field, our passion for each other and our passion for the game.
When we talked about your interception in a previous game, you said, oh my gosh, she's throwing it to me, I gotta catch this. Now you have that same reaction, except you're going into the end zone. Can you kind of just walk us through what was going on in your mind when you did cross that threshold and get those points on the board?
Yeah, I mean, offense is a little bit more foreign to me, so there's a little bit more thinking that goes into it, and I'm certainly a cerebral player. And so when I go in, it's kind of just like, and I said this in my last interview, like, what's my alignment, what's my assignment? I need to be in the right spot so that Gary can have an opportunity to kind of cash in on the work that he's done. And so there's not really time to be nervous when it comes down to it, because they call, all right, 23 personnel, and you got to go out there and get on the field and do your job. And I'm just trying not to let the other 10 guys down and not let the other 90 or whatever down on the sideline. So.
Dillon, last week, Coach Aranda was more effusive in praise of Gary, talking about his leadership, toughness, selflessness, all those kind of adjectives than I've really heard any coach talk about any player. Can you talk to us what it means? Like, you're a defensive guy, but what does it mean to have a team leader? I mean, college football teams are these huge organizations with over 100 people involved, and you're on defense and he's on offense. But is he a team leader, and what does he mean leading the team for you?
Yeah, I think leadership is a loaded word, and Gary represents all the positive qualities of that. He's a good manager of people. He's so positive, always positive. He never asks anybody to do work that he wouldn't do himself. And he's always focused. I love that about him. And to have somebody leading our football team that's willing to do the work, and you know how hard he's been working for the opportunity. Like, we've seen him grow into this role, and so he deserves everything that he's getting right now. And I'm really proud of how he's playing. And obviously the work isn't done yet, but I'm proud to have him as our quarterback, and I think he will continue to grow in his leadership role as we face more adversity and as time goes on.
Dillon, I think they'd hit you with a big play.
How big was that turnover just to get the ball back and then get it back for you guys? I think that was a turnover.
Yeah, I mean, our goal is always to take 3, have 3 turnovers every game. And, I mean, we had 1 today. That's not up to our standard. We definitely could have played better there. And so, I mean, turnovers are good, but we should have had more. And we felt like anytime they run the ball on you, we feel like somebody is doing something wrong defensively, and I feel like that's the same thing with turnovers. There's always opportunities to strip the ball, to get hands up at the defensive line position or a linebacker when they're blitzing, and so we need to do better on that and continue to improve on that piece of our game as we get into some more closer games here. So.
Anything else for Dillon?
Last month I asked you about Brees Hall, and you talked about how great he is. I just wanted to give you a similar opportunity to talk about Abram. I know you're not facing him in games, but you're facing him in practice, and I know you're busy on the sidelines, but you get to see what he's doing. Just talk about what kind of player he is.
Yeah, Abe's a good dude. I like Abram a lot. I mean, you guys saw him come out and replace Terrell last year, and he was extremely productive defensively, and then you go see him flip sides of the ball and go be productive offensively, and I think that speaks to his maturity as a person. You know, he had some humility to say, okay, yes, I will go play offense after having half a season of extremely productive defensive football. So I think that speaks to his maturity, his selflessness. And I mean, similar to Gary, he's just such a positive leader. And he loves coming to work every day. And I don't think there's anywhere else he would rather be than in our locker room. And we're certainly glad to have him. I mean, you ask anybody on the team about Abram, and they will just shower him with praise just because he is one of our guys. I think he is Baylor football to the core. He's the standard in a lot of ways in my mind. And so certainly proud of him and the work that he has been able to show off this year and the success that he's had.